The more I read the scriptures, I realize that God never promised the Christian a safe, easy, and comfortable life. To go where God is asking us to go, to share what God is asking us to share, and to do what God is asking us to do, often requires a step of faith. It requires risk. It requires sacrifice. A life pursuing God will always be at odds with our desire to live a comfortable life. And why is that? It's because pursuing God is about His will, and pursuing my own comfort is about my will. Now, don't get me wrong. A life of security and peace of mind and well-being are not inherently wrong, but we need to examine our focus. The Apostle Paul puts it this way in Philippians chapter 4, in verses 11 through 13. He says, "I'm not saying this because I'm in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty," he says. And then he says, "I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." Now, let me paraphrase what he's saying. He's saying, instead of pursuing comfort and security and peace of mind, above all else, I've learned to pursue contentment. And then he says, and why not be content, considering the fact that I have all my needs met by my Lord and Savior? I have access to everything through Him. For Paul, it wasn't about what he had, but about who he knew. And that person was Jesus Christ. Paul is saying that after meeting Jesus, his life shifted its focus. It used to be all about comfort and about struggling with feeling unsatisfied, as circumstances were always changing. But now he's pursuing contentment and finding true satisfaction in the process. And after Paul became a Christian, he had a very unpredictable life indeed. But yes, he's found his satisfaction in what? In who, I guess, is what we should say. By looking at the one who never changes, that's how he found satisfaction. By looking at the one who has provided what he needed the most, a right relationship with God. In other words, God helps us to find contentment by focusing on who He is rather than on what we have. And in doing so, Paul demonstrates how spiritual health and joy go hand in hand with contentment. This is just a thought, and I'm Birger Draget, pastor of Three Angels Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Wichita, Kansas. If you are struggling to find satisfaction and contentment in your present circumstances, take a look at what you're focusing on. Are you focusing your attention on the never-ending struggle to achieve the safe, predictable, comfortable life? Or are you focusing on pursuing a life of faith, of risk, and contentment, no matter what life may bring? May God bless you as you ponder that question, and may you have a blessed day.